Don't waste time manually tweaking each device on Meraki. My name is Carl, and in the next 8 minutes, I'll guide you through 2 ways to renaming your devices using a Python script and a CSV file. Relax, pay attention, and I'll provide you the code by the end of the video. Let's streamline the process together. First using the serial number to update the names, and then renaming based on the old names. So let's start. So let's start first. Just as you can see here, I created 2 branches and I have 3 devices. The first one is switch 1, and then you have your MX1, and then you have the access point called AP1. So those are the name of our devices. So I'm gonna go through the whole detail how to do get your API key and all that stuff. So you go under the question mark at the top right, then you have the documentation, and you have the introduction, you could read it. We're gonna go directly to getting started. So first thing first, what we wanna get is our org ID. So to get your org ID, you could use this curl command, and then you need to go under settings, enable API access, and then there's here the link that takes you to API as a hook. Generate an API key, and Meraki will provide you with an API key. You just copy it and add it to your script. And if you want to see what's happening on your device with the API keys or with anything, you could go under change logs, and here it will show you the changes that are happening and which user is doing the changes. Alright, so let's go back to getting our org ID. As I said, all we have to replace here is the Meraki API key. So let's open terminal and let's run the command, and here you could see the information that we got for our device ID and all that, our org ID and the org name and so on and so on. So as you guys know, I really like using Postman to whenever I'm coding. I love its user interface. So if you want to get the org ID on Postman under authentication, you do bear token and you provide the token here. It gives you the same information. We don't need the networks. I'm gonna move it to a different file. So we're gonna use the inventory. So if we don't have the serial number, it will give us all the devices that exist on the network with the serial number. And the get device info also is not needed in our script, but like if you have the serial number and you wanna get the device information, you could run it. What we want is the put device info, which is gonna update the device name, and all you need to do is just provide this in JSON format name with a new name. So let's name this switch to show you an example. New name switch 1, and you can see it returns the name underscore name switch 1. Let's take a look. And you could see that the name got updated. Right, first let's create the CSV file. You know what, also let's rename the switch to its previous name, switch 1, just to make it easier. Alright, perfect. I'm just gonna just add a new at the beginning of the name, since this is just a training video. Alright, so let's start the Python script. First I'm importing the CSV library, just it's easier to interact with the CSV file using the CSV library. Right, and perfect. We need to skip the first row, which has the headers. The first script we're gonna do is just updating the name using the serial number, which is the easy one. I like to copy the code from Postman as it is. Definitely you could improve it, making also verifications and all that stuff. Definitely also changing the authentication using like environmental variables. Yeah, it's highly not recommended having the token in a text format inside the script. I recommend at least using environmental variables inside your operating system and calling the token from there. In my case, I'm gonna delete the token, and this is a lab, so it's not a production network. And I misspelled serial number, but that's fine. And you can see the names are all updated properly. I would recommend using try expect methods here. Just you never know, you may have a typo in the CSV file. Alright, let's just convert them back to the old name. So I'm specifying new name is the old name here in the list, just to put them back on the old name. Alright, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna create a function that gets the org inventory, so this list of dictionaries with all the devices information. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create another function that gets the serial number whenever we provide the old name. So based on the serial number, we'll get, based on the old name, we'll get the serial number. As you guys see, I have an amazing autocomplete. It's called Kodi. Highly recommend it. You could get it under the extension called Kodi AI. So we're providing the old name and we get the serial number based on the old name. Let's just test it before we update everything. And you could see here the serial number. Let's get the response just if it returns to 100. Yeah. Definitely you could do more checks and validation. Also use the try expect. And you could see we've updated all the names of the devices. Alright guys, thanks for joining. Please don't forget, like and subscribe, click the notification button. Any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. And thank you.